Tippy time, my damies, Topgate here, and welcome back to the channel. Today's build is focused on the explosive power of Volatile. When the target is affected, it is covered with an unstable void energy. This will explode as damage is applied to it. Our main source of applying this will be our melee, and we'll be using the Cap Shield Toss for this. And this grants us overshield for each target our shield hits. You hit 3 targets, it's going to give you a full overshield. To embellish this, we will be using the Second Chance Exotic Gauntlets. Firstly, and most importantly, this will give us a second melee charge. This will give me a higher uptime, and you'll thank me Greek for how many dinner plates I'll be chucking around the room. I'll also be using the Echo of Persistence. This will extend our overshield timer. That way, by the time our overshield is gone, we'll have another one ready to go. The second trait of the Second Chance is that our dinner plates can also break anti-barriers barrier shields. Upon launch, this was a bit shit, to be honest, but it can now break at Grandmaster level and works quite well. In this Master VOG, I use this exclusively as my only anti-barrier source, and it worked a treat. And when you chuck that dinner plate to break that barrier shield, it also hits with that Volatile, so it also enables you to do a little bit of extra DPS to melt that champ extra fast. Controlled Demolition is the void aspect that makes this all types of juice. As I touched on before, our shield applies the Volatile, but just as easily so do our grenades. Once applied, we damage them further and they will just light up like the 4th of July. When these targets blow up next to you, this also offers you health back in return. Now the real reason I wanted to revisit this exotic to begin with is that the Bloodfeud SMG has this new combo, Pugilist and Swashbuckler. The perk Pugilist, which we can enhance FYI, final blows with this weapon generate melee energy. Dealing melee damage briefly improves weapon handling. And then we go and stack Swashbuckler on this. This is a stacking damage bonus. It lasts for 5.5 seconds each time you stack it. Or you can just punch something and it'll go straight up to Swash times 5, making for one hell of an SMG. Also, all the seasonal weapons come with the origin trait Right Hook, which states, dealing melee damage gives this weapon increased target acquisition and range for a short period of time. Dealing melee damage extends this effect. This works wonders on this SMG, as it generally has quite a low aim assist, but with this it means it's pushed up to an excellent spray machine for all those volatile targets. Now the Brigand's Law is also a great option for the energy slot, and it comes with the Arc Affinity. It's really lovely when you get that volatile explosion that's going off the shield break explosion. Now most of you Guardians already probably going to have that crafted bolt shot version of the sidearm, and you'll generally be right to do so, but if you ever want to craft a second one, or you're lucky enough to get a drop, look for this roll, Arrowhead Break, Flared Magwell, Pugilist Swashbuckler. It is just delicious and well worth keeping in that vault. Now the next aspect is a little contentious. I'm using Offensive Bulwark over Bastion. This gives me quicker grenade recharge whilst we have an overshield, and most importantly increases your melee range and damage. Melee final blows also extends your overshield. It also gives you an additional Sentinel shield during your super, which is fun for like entry level activities, but at the end of the day, let's face it, you're going to be running the bubble for the weapons of light. The Void Wall grenade is not only one of the best and strongest grenades in the game, it is easily the best when it comes to volatile and just dominates the landscape whenever you throw it out there. Echo of Expulsion is an absolute must for this build. Void ability final blows cause targets to explode. Expulsion plus Controlled Demolition equals endless frickin' popcorn lovin' carnality. And our last two fragments, Provision and Exchange, are here to keep that devastation just endlessly looping. For as long as there are enemies to kill, there will be abilities to throw. Exchange, melee kills give grenade energy, and Provision, grenade damage gives you melee energy. Quick sidebar, if you are enjoying the content, please smash that thumbs, it goes a long way. Now back to the video. Mods. Recently Melee Kickstart was changed so that you can now stack this with Heavy Handed. This will help keep your melee energy up as you're chucking these dinner plates out left, right and center. To get this loop working, we run a Melee Wellmaker on our Bum Towel, Seeking Wells on our kicks, Elemental charge on our gauntlets, and heavy handed on our chest. The chest place is the best place to put this in my opinion, as it costs 7 and you want to try and condense that currency. We run Outreach on our bum tail. This will help. The barricade is going to give us melee energy. I tend to run the rally barricade, but really each to their own on this. On the helmet, I like to run Avoid Affinity, as I like to use the Well of Tenacity for this build. Picking up Avoid Well reduces incoming damage for a short time. This is stacked up with our overshields, and I find it really helps when it comes to Master and Grandmaster activities. If you're looking to add DPS, you might want to go down the road of Font of Might. You can stack this up with your Taipan, or perhaps you might want to use High Energy Fire. You just need to reconcile that this might steal away from your heavy-handed. So personally, I like to run it without these damage perks. I personally like to run it with Well of Tenacity, as I'd prefer to survive to do the damage rather than to risk the damage as a whole. Anyway, my damies, that is the build for today. I hope you give this one a go. I know these exotics weren't hugely popular upon release, but I do think this is a strong and beautiful to look at, ad clear and in-game build. If you did like it, please smash that thumb. For old and upcoming builds, please hit that sub. If you got any questions or suggestions, feel free to chuck it in the comments down below. And until next time, tippy time, my damies. What a tie. He's the most tip-top.